Right, welcome to a very good morning. I was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Good morning, I was Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Lots of conversation going on. And breaking news from Enrana Joe and after all the conversation, the baby didn't come on. I say Chelsea for the MLM de Lab and the first part on the medical and we talk about the detail. In fact, there's a twist in terms of Chelsea strikers now. We'll see more any critique. Chelsea has to make a decision as quick as possible. Al Hilal are bringing in big money for our branch friend Bruno Fernandez from Manchester United. There are a lot of things because Real Madrid is also closing in on our branch friend Angelo Stella. We'll talk about all of those stuff. Hi, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Someone subscribe to the channel, subscribe, turn on notification, turn on, choose all because Barca for our big issues with our goalkeeping and saying several. We'll talk about other things that will have on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Here we remove me and Dean Komodo into the very detailed over here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Of course, and Ranajo, all of the investors, I'm going to try your codes. And two of them, two big codes, 13 odds and 10 odds. We go again today. And then we are very certain set today also we are on a streak. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the whole week. I'm very certain that we are starting a streak I will be winning over and over from now to Friday. It is a once stick here and right there. Then you messed up. I have another opportunity. Go to the description of the video below. Go and pick up the codes now. Focus your bet to app and then go and stay. Give yourself a big chance at winning on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. How do you catch up? Said one day be now a boy came but away from that and there almost every day they are constant winnings. I was saying on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. You're fast, I'll go for codes now. Go DB and give yourself a big chance at winning something. Where do we start from? Madrid are closing in on our brand here friend Angelo Stella. Make say Madrid are very keen in getting a midfield of it a lot of quality. And they are in terms of the game control, and that is where they are right now in terms of getting a midfielder. Now, the first one of them are Brent friend Angelo Stella, very important player. Stella is seen as the kind of guy who now offer the tempo control to team and friend FC Real Madrid, and they've had conversation with Stuttgart for they've brought back a branch friend Nico Paz. Madrid for have really advanced with a branch your friend Angelo Stella. And officially the Club World Cup transfer window in ABA. In that opening, Madrid wants to finish up with Nico Paz. They want to bring in Alvaro Carreras, of course. Announce Dean Hodgson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Normally, they are Brent and Angelo Stella account. Then they can go into the Club World Cup with a set of midfield that can go in and compete and play some good football. Our Club World Cup. The Club World Cup will be very exciting because after Paris Saint-Germain winning Champions League, President Nasser Al Khalifi said, Charlie, they want to go in and win a Club World Cup. I say at all costs, win a Club World Cup. That is what they want to do. And then they are doing everything possible to make sure say beating at the Club World Cup now. That's what Nasser Al Khalifi. All of the clubs that are involved in the Club World Cup would want to win it. The Club World Cup. They really want to go on and make sure say winning Club World Cup now. We'll see if they'll be able to win a Club World Cup now over there. Barcelona are still having the conversation with respect to our goalkeepers now. Our goalkeeper and things. Marc-Andre ter Stegen or Germany camp no. What Marc-Andre can say or no? He knows that he is going to be the Barca goalkeeper in next season. Now he hasn't made up his mind to be free team my friend Barcelona. This is what our brighter friend Marc-Andre ter Stegen I say on Juan Garcia and Barca talks. No one has spoken to me about this, but it doesn't concern me too much. I know that I will be in Barca next year. For me, the situation has not changed in principle. I'm very excited for next season. That is what our brighter friend Marc-Andre ter Stegen talking about the fact that he wants to stay our team, my friend FC Barcelona. Liverpool after finalizing the deal for Jeremy Frimpong, after closing in our branch friend Fiifi-Manfred are also trying to finish up with our branch your friend Milos Kerkez. Bournemouth for left back last season. He was voted as one of the best left back in the league. I understand Milos Kerkez has already said yes to Liverpool project. No issues on personal terms. Club to club talks are underway. With Liverpool also busy on Fiifi-Manfred but in regular contact with Bournemouth or Liverpool are buying all of the players. No more beefy up on squad. In fact, team na Liverpool share ehu. When you Liverpool near, I'm sure so you show a lot of Man City for Chelsea for know that Charlie. Minim ya stand for you. Liverpool got Tomilos Kekes. I'm here Fiifi-Manfred. I'm here Abrantia friend. What's his name? I'm Jeremy Frimpong. The report from Germany class answer said they will do a deal for Abrantia friend Hugo Ekitike. They will do a deal for him. And Arsenal for that's an name one of they've not done anything. Matthias Cunha to team and friend FC Manchester United. No, here we go. Has come Matthias Cunha to Manchester United. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place between all parties involved. Cunha will sign a deal to 2030, 5 years with an option to 2031. Wolves receive 62.5 million for Abrantia friend Matthias Cunha. Cunha there on no be so free Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now we're in a damn crowd. Be free Wolverhampton Wanderers on. There's no way he's going to stay at Wolverhampton Wanderers, and he's managed to get a job done. Abrantia friend Matthias Cunha has left Wolverhampton Wanderers and is going to be in there with Abrantia, your friend Bruno Fernandez. Now that's where the question is: will Bruno Fernandez stay on at team and friend Manchester United, or he's also going to leave El Hornum? Before that, Manchester City are closing in on Abrantia friend Florian Wirtz, and right the home commercial say City for now are getting very, very close to Florian Wirtz, and on the Olympic Leon in club-to-club talks for Ryan Cherky. Price tag will be around 30 million. Actually, Ryan Cherky 30 million on the air full. Ryan Cherky 30 million. I mean, that is a 2-4 ball for Manchester City if they're able to get Abrantia friend Ryan Cherky for that amount. Robert Lewandowski will stay at Barcelona. It's not even a topic for sure. And Utia earlier on in the day, Deco Babaclan said Victor Guy correction. They will not go and do a deal for him because they have Abrantia, your friend Robert Lewandowski, and Robert Lewandowski has confirmed so Obetina team, my friend FC Barcelona, and then he's going to go on and do the job. So I'm sure our team will be stronger, and I will even be more stronger over there talking about Papa, your friend Robert Lewandowski, and the stuff that's going on there. I told you earlier on, said Nasser Khalifi said Paris Saint-Germain for no want to go on and win a Club World Cup, no. Man City boom, Madrid boom, Chelsea boom. I mean, a lot of the clubs now in the Club World Cup into very, very, very interested. I'm giving out things are going to go. And now, I'm going to friend Liam Delap, Echo London, Echo in the first part of the medical. First fresh part, medical done for Abrantia, your friend Liam Delap. And Liam Delap was clear, so for Chelsea, and especially after say Chelsea for no, it's man, the possibility of playing in the Champions League, Abrantia friend Liam Delap really wanted to make sure say about Chelsea and now in the first part of the medical, and it was very successful. And Liam Delap in for Chelsea for them 30 million. Still, what we are hearing is that Chelsea for 18 come up. In fact, our Germany, the report said Chelsea are leading the race for Abrantia friend Hugo Ekitike. Chelsea for want another striker, but before that, they want to get Hugo Ekitike or Osimhen or Victor Gyökeres. In fact, there is report also in Portugal suggests that Chelsea for have been talking with Abrantia, your friend Victor Gyökeres, and any agent to try and bring him to Stamford Bridge. They want to bring him in. Chelsea want Ekitike before Club World Cup starts. That is the plan. The only problem, the issue of Chelsea and any Ekitike personal terms is not going to be a problem. The problem is now going to be between Frankfurt for Sikomo, which is 82 million for Ekitike, and then there be a problem for Chelsea. Unless there's a very good structure, Chelsea will try and beat down the price now. There's also the possibility of Victor Osimhen. Chelsea plan, and he said, if they're able to get Ekitike, Delap, and add Osimhen, then Ekitike will play from the left wing, and as a left winger, he will come up the left and give goals from Chelsea for the left hand side. Ekitike, Chelsea want Ekitike, but will have to pay the fee asked. Data team, scouts, directors, all have aligned that Ekitike is the best prospect to sign for years. Frankfurt are adamant to reduce the price, and Chelsea for finally have agreed. So Abrantia, our friend Hugo Ekitike, and the main striker on person the number in terms of the data team, in terms of the analysts, in terms of the scouts, in terms of the directors, any board, they have all agreed. So it has to be a branch friend Hugo Ekitike. He's the one that they have to bring in. The problem, however, and it's Frankfurt for Chelsea into 82 million. Liverpool for Hugo Ekitike aggressively on 82 million. Understand Chelsea are seriously considering a bid for Hugo Ekitike, but Frankfurt need to lower their demands. Crucial week next week, Chelsea for will bring in. There have been a lot of reports what England said Chelsea may sign a Mantia, your friend Alejandro Garnacho. But what we are hearing, and they say Chelsea will not sign Garnacho. In fact, now I had a little conversation with some of my whispers. Those that bring a lot of whispers in and around Cobham. And I'm catching them. No. My brand friend Alejandro Garnacho there. It's not going to happen. Chelsea for will not do a deal for our brand friend Alejandro Garnacho over there, and they want to make sure say either say Kitike with Togai Kores and as our brand friend Victor Osimhen on the list of the number one striker. That is the Chelsea wanted Desiree deal last year. Wouldn't be like this if Chelsea signed. Let's be real, of course, still talking about how Chelsea for wanted a brand your friend. Desiree deal. Primary target for Chelsea this summer was Sesko. He's now heading to Arsenal. Wages, demands, and players' preference was met by Arsenal. Chelsea have a Ekitike now as primary targets. They want to make sure so they get a brand friend of Ekitike L team. In Chelsea have also offered great bonus to every player or club World Cup in catch on my boys since actually they want to give them a lot of good stuff. Barca 4 targets are your friend Luis Diaz and now the partner, the wife, Eddie message they got to Instagram. That looks like as if say my brand friend Luis Diaz every free Liverpool on him. So from the first day we arrived, we felt firsthand what it means to be part of this club. We knew the slogan was "You will never walk alone," but to hear from them sing it with so much passion, support us every moment, and show us unconditional love, confirm to us here you never walk alone. This fan doesn't just support, it feels, and what you have made my boyfriend and our entire family feel is something we carry in our souls. Thank you so much for love, for so much dedication, for making us feel at home. Being a part of this fan is a privilege. There is no doubt that they are the best in the world. This is a real bond, deep and strong. Lusa Sisa Wan Shinia, my brand here, your friend Darwin Nunez, every free teamer, your friend FC, Liverpool over there. I mean, a very, very huge conversation around a brand here, friend Darwin Nunez. People want him, people want to make sure that Darwin Nunez, and then of course, Barca are very, very keen on getting a brand here, your friend Darwin Nunez over there. They really want to make sure say and they will get Darwin Nunez our team in, and then they are pushing to make sure so many brand here your friend Darwin Nunez. It's not going to be easy, but Barca for them are really trying. Of course, Al Hilal for said he believes that we are very close to our brand here your friend Bruno Fernandez or Munyano F Manchester United, and our brand here friend Bruno Fernandez is going to join Al Hilal or be free team my friend Manchester United. This is the deal. Almost £700,000, 700,000 euros a week. That is crazy. Manchester United 100 million for a 30-year-old Bruno Fernandez. Charlie, I think that Manchester United should take the money. My only problem is that Manchester United just can't be trusted with the further reinvestment of our fans and when they get it from the sale of player beat Bruno Fernandes. But I mean, that said, that is a lot of money for a club like Manchester United to miss out on. They need to make sure say our brand friend Bruno Fernandes they'll cash in on him over there. I'm just 1 week after 1 week of positive meetings, Bruno is considering the move with his family weighing factors beyond just football. Elalo wants the final answer by Friday, and on the amount brand here, your friend Bruno Fernandes, or call him Akoye Juman Edgar Momo. Very, very important. Say my brand friend Bruno Fernandes, the family, who accepted the BBR, and they can move on from there and go and get a job done. And now, Champions League final, Ousmane Dembele, and vote, as a Champions League player of the season, and I think that he deserves a top player power as a player of the season, given how our brand friend Ousmane Dembele wants to play. It has happened. It has been very, very happening. It's very, very important. Our brand friend Ousmane Dembele will get a success that he's having over there. He's been very, very important. He's been very, very important, given how they want to play and how things want to go on. He's an important player. We'll see how things are going to go on over there. If Chelsea or Man City centre forward club World Cup may even qualify, then I think it's really responsible that the Premier League wouldn't delay the start of the 2025-2026 season by a week. these players need rest. They don't pick the calendar either. Of course, Club World Cup will make sure say the teams will go very, very far. We'll see how things are going to go on and see how things are going to go on. Our final loan roundup for 2025 here. Of course, my brand here friend Andre Santos back into the team, and then they are going to play some very, very good for England. For have asked Chelsea players, any Man City players, any Madrid players. In fact, the English players are able in the Club World Cup. They say they want to allow them to go and rest in the games now. So they've allowed them go in and then go and play their football. Allow them to go and rest in there. They can go and have some conversation. So they can go on and play some football in other places. Very, very important. So these things are going to happen. Chelsea still are pushing in for a centre back. Who becomes the new Chelsea centre back? Gerald Braithwaite. Very, very important list on the name. Abrantia, your friend Gerald Harto. Another name on the list that Chelsea Makacho said for Gerald Harto, Chelsea plan, they say he can play a left back, can play a left centre back, can play as an inverted fullback. But Chelsea are saying they want more than just that. They want a technical and tactical and then physical leader. And that is why a lot of the names are about Gerard Braithwaite. He is in his final 12 months on a contract. So it means that Nebor and Yadi be too high. Chelsea believe that obviously Gerard Braithwaite or a left-footed back can play as right centre back. It means that if he's able to play CCB, what's CCB as because you're good with both feet now, then you can have Levi Cole play at left centre back, and you can have Reece James play at RCB or Wesley Fofana. Then you have Reece James invert into the middle of the park, and there are going to be a lot of rotations on and off the ball. That is what Chelsea are very, very keen on our brand here, friend Gerald Harto. Why I think he would be a good signing for Chelsea. Two-footed, like I said earlier, and a natural two-footed into its middle, a left back, left centre back, right centre back, naturally, but strong on both feet. Has experience playing at right centre back. Time no PSV Endovino, no but at RCB. Although with my left centre back, no but RCB or PSV Eindhoven, and he would be able to partner Levi Cole, like I mentioned, means that Levi can play at LCB and he becomes a CCB on the right hand side. A potential player CCB role as well. Experience, 28 starts in the 2024-25 season, 25 starts in the 2023-2024 season. He will be oven ready for Chelsea despite youthful age at age 22, and very physical. And again, he's somebody that Obi to say Levi Cole can bounce off for aggressive. Obi to me the sweeper was Levi, because Levi has developed the aggressive side of the game, so he can be the sweeper. Levi goes on to do the aggressive job. Then there is depth in our brand here for the Wesley Fofana. Has experience playing European football because of Obama PSG 2022-2023. It is going to be a big name. Physical attributes now. Or a 6'5", very, very tall, very combative, very aggressive. Aerial dominance now to up Chelsea. Aerial physicality now on him. Has a very strong aerial dual data. Very encouraging signs that could be an enforcer in the defense that Chelsea desperately need. Or very good, very, very good pace. The only issue I have with our branch friend Gerard Braithwaite, they say he's not the best in terms of defending the wide areas 1v1. Channel defending is okay, but defending wide areas so isolating on training. But that's why it's good for you to play him as CCB, not an RCB or an LCB. Play him as CCB so that he's very comfortable centrally defending those channels into his sides, but not wide area. Say you're in the fullback, now if he has to go and do that job over there, usually he's found wanting differentiator amongst CBs, not he's quick and would be able to cover a huge, which is a huge differentiator among CBs. Has defensive intelligence to make best use of this as well. Recorded the 8th fastest speed for CBs in the Premier League 2023-2024 season. Distribution, but a good passer. Only exceptional. I think that's one thing I've also seen about him. Or just a regular passer of the ball. He's not yet too flamboyant like even Benoit Belashi or even Levi Cole or even Glenn Hodgson, who is essentially number 10 at CB. He's not like that. He is more of an average passer of the ball. Breaking the lines, sweeper position in the dribbling, and then the progression does need work. But there is a belief that he will come around because he's just around 22 years. The tackling, where a lead tackler wins a lot of ground duel power and has consistent demonstrated small ability to dispose attackers and strong with high tackling record and a strong interception rate. Already, Chelsea defense wasn't bad. I think Chelsea had the third best defense or league in throughout last season. So they just need one or two more to be very physical, very combative, and add to the quality that they have. No? Then they can really stand up with Sean. Then they add an attacker or two. And like I mentioned to you earlier, branch your friend Hugo Ekitike or Chelsea for a push to get him in. Ekitike is a bad player. I'll talk about why Chelsea for pay Hugo Ekitike. Maybe on Tuesday do the full stretch analysis on why Hugo Ekitike, a player Chelsea for giddy. Would you like to see him at Chelsea Football Club? And now, branch your friend Gerard Brathwaite. That is what he brings to the table about Chelsea Football Club, and Chelsea for want to make sure say on being a branch here friend Gerard Brathwaite. There's another player, Hugo Ekitike in Frankfurt. On the other side, once they learn Barca from Strasbourg, about team, my friend in Strasbourg. We'll see how things are going to go around over there in terms of the quality. Of course, Paris Saint-Germain for now enjoying their time as Champions League winners, but a brand here friend of Jadon Sancho is still on the conversation in terms of what happens on the contract. It's a very complicated situation. I think it's touch and go whether he stays at Chelsea, but some very, very senior people at Chelsea would like him to stay, but he's got to fit into their wage structure. That is the main thing. Chelsea wants a brand here and your friend Jadon Sancho to be in that very, very well wage structure. Senegal, he'll be able to stay. He'll be able to stay our league in the next area. They won't be able to get him over there. We'll see how things are going to go on in terms of Abrantia, your friend Jadon Sancho. The fact that Chelsea want him to stay, but they also have a few issues over there when it comes to Abrantia, your friend Jadon Sancho. Many star players know how Chelsea want to keep on players fresh and to make sure that things are going to go on from there. I see. Out of 10, I'm going to go right with 8. Talking about Chelsea, the favorite for the Conference League, as long as they have. Kofoka said Enzo Maresca has done a good job all throughout the season. I agree too. Enzo Maresca has done such a good job throughout the season, given how well they've been able to play, how they've dictated the pace of games, how they've been very, very good with stuff. It's been super in terms of how things have gone on with Abrantia, your friend Bruno Fernandez. So draw the curtain here. Club World Cup now is starting very, very soon. We'll be back with a lot of analysis. And once this guy said the call continuing Instagram, I congratulate Tina Danfo and your friend William Patrick for winning the Champions League. Charlie, very, very good job done, given the fact that he has been able to win the Champions League and they've had some good success this season. We'll see how things are going to go on